When my son first brought her home, she looked like every mother's dream for her child, polite, graceful, and just shy enough to seem humble. "Mrs. Chen," she said softly, her accent light and careful. "Thank you for having me." But behind that sweetness, I caught something, a flicker too quick for most to see. A kind of watchful stillness. Dinner went smoothly. My son beamed while she laughed, praised my cooking, and played her role perfectly. Then her phone rang. She excused herself and stepped into the hallway, speaking rapid Mandarin. Her tone changed, sharp, cold, careless, nothing like the gentle voice at my table. And then I heard it, "This ugly pig's son is my visa ticket. I'll fake it until the papers are done." She laughed, high, cruel, and cutting straight through my chest. My son, blissfully unaware, poured her more wine. I just smiled because I understood every word. She didn't know I'd lived in Shanghai for 8 years. Mandarin wasn't foreign to me. It was familiar. When she came back, pretending nothing had happened, I looked her dead in the eye and said in flawless Chinese, "Cheer ma shalpan." Enjoying the meal. Little liar. Her fork froze midair, the color drained from her face. I said nothing more. I let silence choke her instead. That was the moment I decided not to warn my son. Not yet. She thought she had time, and that illusion was going to destroy her. In the weeks that followed, I watched her work her tricks. She wrapped my son tighter every day with affection, gifts, and carefully staged vulnerability. She even cried once, saying her family was poor and she didn't deserve him. I almost admired her act. But I've learned charm is a weapon and every weapon leaves fingerprints. So I followed the trail she thought she'd hidden. Social media first, different names, same face. One profile in China engaged to a man in Guangzhou, another in Singapore claiming to be a model, and one more listing her current residence in the US for a marriage visa. Every lie archived, every photo saved. Then I called a friend, an immigration lawyer, quietly. Discreetly, we traced her papers. Her student visa had expired 6 months ago. She was out of status, desperate, and desperation makes people sloppy. I didn't confront her yet. Instead, I invited them both for dinner again. Same table, same wine, same sweet smiles. But this time, I asked about her family, her studies, her past. She stumbled. Her stories shifted, her accent thickened under the pressure. My son didn't notice. Love makes people blind. But I did. Every inconsistency was a thread pulling her lies apart. After dessert, I handed her a small box. Inside was a jade pendant, an heirloom, I said softly, a symbol of family trust. She nearly cried. But under that gratitude, I saw it, greed. What she didn't know was that pendant held a tiny GPS tracker, smaller than a grain of rice. Over the next month, I followed her movements. Hotels, coffee shops, secret meetings with men, always paid in cash. When I finally had enough, I brought everything to the authorities, every screenshot, every address, every line neatly arranged. They thanked me for coming forward. I thanked them for their timing. Because 2 days later, at my son's engagement dinner, they arrived. 3 officers, calm and polite. They walked in quietly and spoke to her softly in Chinese, "Miss Liu, please come with us." My son's fork clattered to the floor. She turned to me, panic flooding her perfect face. "Mother, please," she begged, suddenly fluent in English again. "Tell them it's a mistake." I tilted my head and replied in her language so only she could understand. Mistakes are accidents. This was a choice. They took her away. No one spoke for a long time. It took my son months to recover. Anger, grief, denial. All the stages of betrayal I'd already endured in silence. Eventually, he learned the truth, the fake documents, the messages. The fiancé still waiting for her in China when he did. He looked at me and repeated her old words, "Thank you for having me." But this time, he meant them sometimes. I replayed that first dinner, her perfect English, her easy laughter, the knife she tried to hide behind it. It's so easy to underestimate quiet people, the ones who smile instead of react, who wait instead of warn. I learned long ago. Revenge doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be precise. So when I smiled that night and answered her insult in perfect Chinese, I wasn't angry. I was patient. She thought she'd found her visa ticket. She didn't know she'd just booked herself a one-way flight home.